How's it going, everybody? And today I'm going to go ahead and go over my walkthrough video for the American grilled cheese. I just want to go ahead and start with a couple of things off the bat. The first thing you're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and preheat your pan of choice. I like to use the cast iron skillet. That skillet just kind of gives it a nice golden brown crust that you're looking for. That gives you a nice crunch whenever you're biting into it and cutting it up. So I'm going to go ahead and preheat this. This has been preheating for about 5 minutes. You just want to make sure it's nice and hot, so whenever you go ahead and grill up the grilled cheese, you can get that nice crust on there. And you can kind of hover your hand over it, and you can kind of tell whenever it's nice and warm. Just hold it down there for a couple seconds. If it's too hot, maybe lower the heat a little bit. That way you don't burn the grilled cheese. So we're going to start over here with the ingredients. We got the classic American cheese. I go with 2 slices to give it the nice cheese effect, to make sure there's enough cheese in the sandwich. And then we have your bread of choice, 2 slices, one for top and one for bottom. I'm doing wheat bread today, just for a little bit more of a healthier option. And then we have the butter for the pan, and I'm going to do about 1 tablespoon of butter. That butter, you can add more if needed, but I usually find that 1 tablespoon is enough. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the butter in the pan, and we'll go ahead and get this started. Get that nice and melty. You can kind of move it around with your fingers. That way we can get a nice little surface area going. So we'll go ahead and put that first slice of bread in. Add the cheese right away. Let that start to melt. And we'll use the spatula. We'll just kind of push this off to the side. And we come back in here, maybe swirl that around a little bit. Get a little other area. Let that melt down. And we'll just take our last piece of bread. Do the same thing. Just kind of soak up all that extra butter and put it right on top. Perfect. And we just kind of move that back to the center. It's usually where it's the hottest. So give it about a minute or so. You're just gonna keep an eye on it, and then from there, just check it and make sure it's not burning. We just want that nice golden brown crisp. I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the heat a little bit. Okay, perfect. So while you're doing this, you just want to kind of check it periodically to make sure it's not burning. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it. I like to flip it a couple times, just that way we can kind of see what we're working with. So you can see it's kind of browning already, and it's got a nice crust to it. So we'll just go ahead and let the other side go for a minute or so, and then kind of go from there. Just trying to make sure everything's cooked very evenly, and that the cheese is melted through properly. With this again. Just give it a couple minutes. Kind of play with it. I don't have it too high right now just because I'm just more concerned about burning as far as the heat's concerned. So I just like that nice kind of slow build. Medium-high heat is usually where I like to cook at. I'll crank it up a little bit more if I wanted to go faster. But right now I'm just more concerned with it cooking evenly and also giving it that nice brown crust. We don't want any dark or burnt spots on the sandwich. Alright, I'm going to flip it one more time. See how that's nice and golden brown on that side? That's exactly what we're looking for. So we'll just go ahead and give that other side just a couple more minutes, or a couple more seconds, and it should be done. The good thing about doing it this way is that you know, just making sure, like I said earlier, you're cooking it nice and evenly, so it's getting a nice crust all the way around. So you can see from corner to corner that we have that nice golden brown effect, and that comes from when we started. We put the butter in the pan, and then we just kind of smeared it all around to make sure that we have a nice covering. So perfect, it came out perfectly. So we have a nice golden brown side on this side as well. The cheese is melted through properly, and then on this side, same thing. You know, corner to corner, nice butter coverage. It came out perfectly. So this is the classic grilled cheese, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much. Bye.